bright and early on Monday. Just put on some comfortable clothes. I'm hitting the road here in a minute. So what I'm gonna do is hop in the car, get a full tank of gas, grab like a coffee or something from the Dunkin' Donuts nearby, and start the journey home. Off we go. So I'm here doing basically 1 mile an hour at the stop sign, and I feel almost overwhelmed by emotion, and it's a whole bunch of things, right? And so I'm trying to put my finger on why I'm feeling this way, and I think it's a couple things. So it's the end of an event, right? So it's always got kind of like a downward thing to it, but it's also probably the last time I'll ever see the team house or be in the team house, and possibly, I mean, I would say there's a few players on the team in there that I'll probably never see again. I had a pretty crappy kind of finish to the night last night. You know, things just kind of ended the night on a really sour note, and I feel absolutely horrible about it. And so that, combined with this whole era or chapter of my life closing, is really struggling to process it right now. But I got a car coming up behind me, so I got to get a move on here. Yeah. I guess the good news is I got a lot of road time to sit here and think about it. Just kind of let my mind work.
So the books that have helped me a lot, I think there's a class of books that I would kind of put in the Stoicism category. And I know you've been a big advocate of these in the past, and I sort of discovered them independently, but they were very influential. So, Seneca and Marcus Aurelius both stand out. Meditations by Marcus Aurelius was absolutely life-changing for me, because it's the personal diary of the Emperor of Rome. And here's a guy who was
finally home, and I get to see this guy. Oh, I missed you. Give me the kiss. Oh, you give me the belly. It's good to be back home. Really enjoying being just kind of. I was in kind of a mixed mood, I think, this morning, and then I had a long drive home from Atlanta, and I actually really enjoyed it. It was very enjoyable. I listened to a really good episode of a podcast, and felt kind of almost inspired just listening to the podcast, relaxing, and no traffic, anything. Pretty much smooth ride the whole way through, and just my mind was just kind of working on some stuff. So being able to clear my mind, get a little bit of inspiration or motivation or some ideas. Had a couple calls. It was really good overall, and it feels good to be home. Right now it's like 9:30, something like that, and I'm trying to stay up somewhat late so that I don't completely screw over my sleep schedule by like falling asleep and then getting up at like 3 a.m. or something. Don't know how late I'll be up tonight, but for right now it's just I'm trying not to jump back into doing like the to-do list at all. I kind of want to save all that for tomorrow and just get like a nice clean start on the week on a Tuesday, instead of trying to catch up and play catch up tonight and whatever. Something I've really been considering doing is trying to read more, especially now that I've had a lot more free time. And most of the books I have are leadership books or nonfiction books, like books like this. And there's nothing wrong with them. It's just that I think it would be good for me to get a little bit of fiction in there. And one of the things I was listening to in this podcast, they were talking about how important it is to read and to like reading, and being able to learn quickly is a super valuable skill. And if you know how to read and you enjoy reading, you basically learn anything, and so on and so forth. And I definitely consider myself an exceptionally fast learner. I have loved reading in the past. I don't currently love reading. I kind of go through these phases with it. Anyway, long story short, I'm really considering getting a Kindle, and I'm curious to hear from you guys if you have a Kindle, which one, if you like it, if you love it, how often you actually use it versus what you thought you were going to use it, or how often you thought you were going to use it before you bought it. It looks like I can get like a used one off Amazon for like $100, so I might end up just doing that. But with the job situation right now, I don't really want to be spending like a ton of money on stuff that I might not end up using. Just seems like something that might be valuable, especially as I travel and stuff. to kind of start building some really good habits. That's it for the content from today. I'm actually really looking forward to getting back in the saddle tomorrow. Not really bright and early, but probably earlier than normal, just because of the fact that I know I'm going to fall asleep like super quick tonight. And just going to play a little bit of catch up. Probably got some laundry to do from this weekend, and a couple of follow-ups and some messages and stuff I have to do to start the day, and then, go from there.